What's going on, everybody? It's Amster X back with another video here. Today we have a new series titled The Chopping Block, and this is where I'll be reviewing series that we don't know if they're gonna actually get axed or not. But as you can see, we got in a banner, we got Mama Yu Yu. That was one of my favorite series. Like, I thought it was so unique. So, I mean, what do I know at the time? I mean, I knew Phantom Zero was gonna get canceled. Let's be honest. But Alien Headbutt honestly shocks me. I really thought that was like lightning in a bottle. But I think it's interesting that in Folly, which I will be doing a review soon, in the latest chapter of Folly, there's a book ban, and they said manga's like candy, and it's crazy because Alien Headbutt people were also saying it's like candy. There's no substance to it. So I feel like that's a crazy connection there. But let's get into Cannonmaster as our first series. I don't know what people are thinking about it. I think it's a typical, Naruto style where there's like Yer and Barat. But I like the little take on Barat. He's not some super OP mentor because they've been going this mentor route. I think that's like the big problem with Shonen right now is like everybody's going this like super mentor route. Like I think what One Piece does so well is that Shanks is his mentor, but he's off in the distance. But we don't even know who he is. Like well, we just learned. 1,000 chapters later, we finally learn who Shanks is. So you have this mentor figure kind of in far off, and this new trend of just having this mentor forefront. It's kind of running dry, but I like that Cannon Master is kind of doing a different take where this Cannon Master is weak. Barad is weak, and he's been staying off to the west. So they finally went to Central and they got a mission, right? And he's from the west, and that's kind of where the weaklings, I guess you could say, stay, and that's kind of why Barat always has this kind of mentality that he can't take on new missions, he can't defeat strong regoliths, and he kind of has this like self-depreciating look on himself. And I kind of like that spin. And meanwhile, we have Yer, who's always like gassing him up, like, no, you're the best, you're the best, you're the best. And he's kind of the one that moves the story along because he believes in him so much. But meanwhile, he clearly has some regolith blood in him or some demon blood, whatever, we don't know. But that's where the story's kind of taking a turn. So this story was kind of like a nothing burger. I'm going to be honest. So we got the minister is the last person. All the civilians got freed. If you remember that we're defeating this level 3 regolith as this new mission, and there's a demon there. The civilians got set free, and the minister is the last person there. Like I said, there's not much in this chapter really. The design was cool of the demon, but I think the one twist is here is that like we said in the, I don't know if people read the last chapter, but the minister is very just. He seems like he's clearly working with the demons, right? Seems like he's getting prepared for this full demon takeover, and he's just getting ahead of it. He's not even shocked when they come to save him. Look at how he's reacting. He's not even sweating. He's not even nervous. Look at his eyes. Those are clearly evil eyes. He's not really breaking a sweat about this. He's just like, oh, you recognize me? Oh, that was quick. Okay, sure. I was comfortable with this demon. Basically, is what how he's thinking. Um, and it's just basically like I said, it was kind of weird. Like this, the action wasn't really good. It just felt like a downgrade of a chapter. I felt like it was kind of picking up pace, and I was just that's why I did this first chapter because I was gonna do chapter 6, and I was like, hmm. But then I was like, let me wait for this chapter 7 because this chapter 6 was pretty promising, and then we kind of get a nothing burger of a chapter. The fighting was kind of lame. There's not many like memorable panels. As we can see here, just a lot of like wind action. And that kind of goes into the last panel where we see that the demon is also a wind user. So does that mean that it's people, because as we know, Barat's tribe is like, he's the last of the tribe, but does that mean that it's not necessarily he's the last of the tribe, that some of the demons or whatever overtook the wind users and now they use their powers, right? So that's why he says here we're not repeating the tragedies from the war, even if they beat that belief out of you. So does that mean that he knows this demon because he has wind powers? Is there some connection there, some relation here? Because why is he saying I have to beat that belief out of you, like as if he knows him, right? Or I just there's a lot up in the air with this series, and that's kind of why I want to put it on the chopping block because I don't know if it will make it past because we have this I think a pretty unique area. You know, we're kind of in like some like Sahara, you know, some desert type vibe. We got a lot of like different type of names, Indian style names, some Arabic sounding names, which is cool. We haven't seen that before, but uh, I just this chapter kind of threw me off. This chapter kind of threw me off. I feel like the reason why is we go from this one on one with the top guy's apprentice against Barat, and we're going straight into this mission, and I feel like there still needed to be maybe a little more exposition because we get into this fight and we're just getting like no dialogue, not like it. I feel like it's too early to just, I mean, if they want to go that action route, right? If you want to go that action route, but I think people don't really care for that as much anymore. I think people generally want to get invested into the storyline, and I think he needs to keep us invested in the storyline. That's what I was hoping for. Let me know what you guys think below, but I think this chapter was honestly kind of fell flat. It was pretty much a nothing burger, as I keep saying. Um, and I think it has potential to make it past, but I don't know. And the next series I want to do is the Twilight Blade, which will come out on Tuesday. So look forward to the chopping block on Tuesday. I will do Twilight Blade because that one seems a little more promising. That's taking it very slow. It's going very slow. I mean, the action's almost in the background if you've been paying attention. The fight scenes are off screen, basically in a way they're off screen. The main character doesn't even know what's happening. And this is like we're fighting, and we're just like we're repeating, and that's the problem with cannonmaster so far. Is like we've been repeating the same old. Oh, Barat has insecurities. Yer is amazing. Okay, and then what? Where are we going? There needs to be a direction. Okay, now we're at Central or the East. I can't remember. We're Central or East where the main missions are. So I get it. We're gonna rank up. We're gonna climb through, and Barat got assigned to one of the top missions, but it just does it didn't really hit or scratch any itches. So let me know what you guys think below. I don't want to beat a dead horse on this chapter. I just was looking for a lot more and I didn't get it, so just wanted to do my overall thoughts on the series as a whole right now, and where I think it's going. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Amster X out.